Hello everyone, this is Shahrukh Ali, your host, and I came here for another episode of Facebook. Today I invite my guest, Rykon Volta from United States of America. Basically, he is a writer, a science fiction writer, a coder, and a futurist. So we present to you Rykon Volta. Hey, how are you, Rykon?
Excellent.
Okay. It's damn fascinating to interview an author, in fact, a science fiction author. Okay, let's
Yes.
begin the interview. Okay, Regan, tell me something about yourself.
So I'm a science fiction author and a singularitarian. I am I have written a novel that features many transhumanistic concepts that include cybernetics, genetic engineering, enhancing the human body beyond its natural capabilities to uplift the human race. Um, in brief description of my novel, which is called Arondite, you can see the cover on Amazon, $4.99 for the Kindle version and $12.99 for the paperback version. If you want a short description,
Yes,
here it
I,
is.
I really.
Erendite is a novel about the epic quest of a small band of space pirates and a resistance group who join together in a quest to seek an ancient artificial superintelligence that escaped Earth 500 years ago when the world was destroyed in a nuclear holocaust. Embark on a wondrous journey from the asteroid belt to Jupiter to far in the outer solar system, as these heroes must follow the clues of the Arondite ship while evading capture and execution at the hands of multiple very powerful nations, including the Martian Republic and the Jovian Empire.
This sounds really interesting. Must be a blockbuster novel. That's really great.
Thank you.
Okay, tell me something about yourself, Regan. Something about your childhood. What inspire you? What brings you in writing?
Well, I've grown up loving science fiction. I was greatly inspired by the works of Isaac Asimov when I was in middle school. In high school, I read Rick Kurzweil's The Singularity is Near, which inspired me to become a singularitarian. Um, Also, Peter Diamandis wrote The Abundance, The Future is Better Than You Think. That was inspiration to me as well. Which basically made the point that we can do amazing things with technology, from not only enhancing ourselves and going into space, but also curing poverty, curing disease, curing scarcity of resources to make society richer, and even made the point that the poorest among us today are living like kings compared to people 400 years ago.
That's right. Uh, what? Why you choose the science fiction topic for writing? You may choose different topic like romance and different other funny comedy, and you can write drama or a horror novel. Why you choose that science fiction?
I believe science fiction, in a way, speaks to the human spirit of ingenuity and trying to use our own wit and intelligence to better our condition and better the lives of our fellow man. Science fiction is the most inspirational genre, as it says we can create a better world for ourselves. We can go into space, we can create abundance, we can exceed our present limitations. It has the most, in my opinion, the most positive viewpoint of the future of our civilization.
Nowadays, I'm seeing people are looking for jobs. After this pandemic, COVID-19, people lost their jobs and stuck in homes. Do you think writing is a good profession for them? They can earn some money from that?
I think when it comes to creating art, it's about the question is whether or not you're passionate about it. I mean, I haven't made that much money yet, so it's a high risk field to get into. I would say, personally, I would say don't quit your day job, but do right and try to get money off of it. That would be an awesome thing to try to do if you are passionate about writing. Try to start a business, I guess, whatever it is that you are passionate about, whatever it is that you feel you were meant to do for the world, whatever speaks to your soul, go do that.
Just follow your passion. Basically, you want to say that.
That's what I want to say. Yeah.
Okay, tell me about US market. Is it worth to have book writing in US market? People read nowadays in the era of technology and computer and all that.
I mean, people read books. People have always read books. I mean, will that change in the future? I don't know. A lot of people today like movies, but then again, there's still a large audience of people who prefer reading a book. I, for one, liked, for example, reading the Lord of the Rings book series and the Harry Potter series over watching the movies. So a lot of times books are actually better than movies in terms of plot. And when you want a cerebral plot line, books are better than movies. Movies are usually better if you want a lot of action. That would be my opinion, though. One man's opinion.
Okay, can you share some interesting story regarding the chapter regarding the book, which people find interesting and buy your book?
So, my novel, I create a futuristic society spanning the entire solar system with a diverse number of nations across the different planets, an empire encompassing the moons of Jupiter, with its capital on Ganymede, is preparing to go to war against the Martian Republic in the backdrop of the story, while Piran, a space pirate, meets Cylon and Barbas, members of a resistance group called the Acleate Brotherhood. This resistance group is hunting the same ship that these space pirates were commissioned to steal from an O'Neill cylinder in the asteroid belt. And they end up working together to hunt for an artificial intelligence that this computer chip points to that escaped Earth 500 years before in the midst of the nuclear holocaust that turned the planet into an uninhabitable wasteland.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I must tell my audience, if you are a science fiction lover, then this novel is a must read. Definitely. And I hope it will be a blockbuster. Uh, apart from this writing, also work for humanity and removing poverty. Can you tell me some advice in Pakistan how we can work to remove poverty?
I'm not hearing you very well. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Basically, I am also a worker of humanity. To serve humanity is my mission, and to remove poverty from my country is another mission that I'm doing. Can you help me by guiding something or telling something that how can I it can help me to remove some poverty from my country? Any advice? What advice I will give my people to Pakistan to remove poverty, and how can I serve humanity in a better way?
Um, well, looking for. I'm just a sci-fi writer in America. I think about futurism a lot. I think that there is a lot of potential in growing trends in technology, information technology, robotics, genetically modified crops, using that to increase food yields. I've heard that that's solved a lot of problems in Africa, for example. The use of robotics, 3D printing, manufacturing. I think a lot of these things are going to be game changers. 3D printing, I think, will revolutionize manufacturing in the very near future. Um,
Uh,
encourage the use of artificial intelligence systems because these can possibly solve a lot of problems. I don't know that much about the
okay,
socio-political state in Pakistan.
Rykon, you said that you are a futurist. Can you explain what is futurist is all about?
Futurism is, as a sci-fi writer, all sci-fi writers are futurists. It's basically just extrapolating current trends and technological growth into the future and making hypothetical predictions about what technology will evolve into in the coming decades and how it will change the world.
And you are also a coder, right?
I'm a novice programmer. I know the Python programming language and I know the C Sharp programming language, as well as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
That's great. That's great. Basically, you are from a computer background, right?
I have no degree. I am self taught, but I have a working knowledge of two programming languages as well as those three web development languages I mentioned.
Okay, what do you think? Degree is important or skills are important?
Do I think what? What was the
Hello?
first choice again? Do I think
I was
skills are
saying
important?
if you don't have degree, then skills can got you a job or something like that.
I know in my country, if you're looking for a job in coding, then a lot of companies will hire you without a degree as a software developer if you can just show that you know how to code. And you have to know a framework as well, or
Fine.
so I've been told.
If you are does mean if you don't have a degree and you know how to write programming and do something like coding like, then companies will hire you without degree. A correct knowledge of skills that will be required there.
A software developer told me that you can do that without a degree, is what I'm going to say. His name is David J. Kelly. He is an AI researcher that I met in Seattle when I was living there.
Fine.
Um,
And yes, please. What are you saying?
oh, I'm sorry.
You
Um,
were saying something.
you should also learn a framework for application development because you need to be able to develop applications with the programming language.
Fine. Uh, okay. If someone want to contact you for having this book, how can he contact you?
So I'm on Facebook. You can check out my website at rykonvolta.wixsite.com/home. You can email me at rykon.volta@gmail.com. And you can purchase my book on Amazon if you wish to buy it.
Okay. Rykon, what are your future plans?
My future plans are I'm presently in the process of editing the sequel to Arondite. It will be called Galtea, a continuation of the adventures of Paran. Be expecting that to come out in several months.
And you having planned something to teach how to write a book or how to write a novel? It's a good domain you can teach also.
All I did was open Microsoft Word and started writing a book. Basically, me personally, I just invent a story in my head, then start writing a book and kind of go with the flow. I get a general outline of the plot I want. It might evolve over the course of me writing my novel, and I just kind of let it flow from there. The best
That
thing you
means
can
you
do is
didn't.
try to find the flow state. Go ahead.
I was saying that means you didn't took any tuition or something like coaching to write how to write a book. You just open your laptop and open Microsoft Word and start writing. You had a plot in your mind. Right?
Yep. I had a plot in my mind. It evolved over time. A lot of it changed over the course of me writing the book as I started getting more details of the story built together.
And how much time it took to write a book?
Um, my first book, it took me, I'm going to say it took me about 6 months, somewhere between
6 months, a
6 months and
whole
a year.
time.
I started writing in January of 2017. I finished it in 2018, actually, so it was a little bit over a year, including the editing process.
That's great. That's great. And apart from writing, are you doing something else too?
Um, I write, I practice code, and study mainly.
That's great. Uh, as concluding this interview, kindly, I need a advice for young generation. What do you advise them, and advice to humanity too?
Um, I advise you to seek within yourself and find out who you really are. Find your passion, grab onto your passion, and don't let it go, and pursue your dreams, pursue your own happiness.
That's great. That's really great. Okay, Rykon, it was lovely meeting you. Lovely talking to you. It was a nice experience knowing about you. I will, at this note, I will end this my program. And thank you really for your time you gave
Thank you
me.
for having me.
Okay, we are signing off. Okay, bye bye.